we've got the game lined up and ready, and Twitch chat, I think, agrees with us, but having said that, actually, maybe not as much as I thought. FlyQuest Red, they're usually really strong favorites, but honestly, the only way that we can truly tell who is right here and whether FlyQuest can remain the queens of North American Counter-Strike is right now and in this server.
I feel like teams have really been picking interesting maps against FlyQuest, like this Vertigo map and the nuke pick against them from Shimmer a couple weeks ago. They've been tested to the limits of their map knowledge. So we'll have to see if they're able to take this. Starting at CT side, be a little bit easier for them.
Hopefully. And actually, pretty standard stuff, all things considered, for a pistol round. Impact, they're playing quite slow here, taking this map control very methodically. It's going to be Cowarday that's going to be taking first contact here, and she's really going to need to come over and get her teammates over pretty quickly. It does look like this site take, when it comes in, is going to be coming in hot and spicy.
Oh, man. Couple shots raining. No one connecting. No one meeting each other's eyes. Ooh, Cowarday just sees someone, but Imps are kind of taking it very, very slow, and I think that's the bomb rotating back towards B.
Maybe.
No, that's the. No, that's on ramp. That is on ramp.
Yeah.
That is ramp.
Sorry, the minimap, it throws me off all the time as well.
A little bit.
I'm like, that's ramp, but that's up, that's down. What I'm saying, Vertigo, not my favorite map, but it does seem to be a good pick here for Impact. They had a victory against Blue Otakama and a close loss against Fluffy Amos, so hopefully they're going to make this the best of three decider to confirm that they can indeed come out on top. Now, Cowarday forced off the angle. Here's the bomb go down, and the whole team's gathered up here, but the issue that they've got, they're just being held at bay. They can't get through this choke point.
Yeah, this is very, very standstill. Selly does draw the first blood. Good trades coming out. Cowarday finally getting her one, but BB with the dually is coming through. Oh, left alone, 2 health to her name, has 2 targets left, and I mean, that's 1 gun for each target. Is going to try and stick this bomb, comes out of the smoke, but Serendipity is going to steal that dream pretty quickly, and that's Imps grabbing the first round.
That was really nicely played from them there. I expected them to play a little bit faster on the site take there, and the fact that they didn't gave time for FlyQuest to move people on over. Turns out it didn't even really matter because they just held them at bay knowing that there were so many in CT, and they could just focus all of their attention on that, and it made FlyQuest have a very difficult time trying to battle their way through that choke point. But it does mean that they are going to be in a little bit of a difficult situation for the next couple of rounds. Losing that CT side pistol really damns your economy a little bit here. You can see they are just going to be on pistols, and maybe they can find a couple of kills, pick up a couple of these weapons would be nice, because Impact, they've stacked heavily into the rifles. I say that, they've also stacked bullets heavily into Emmy.
Oh, yeah. Thankfully, I guess a lot of players from FlyQuest are here, but not much you can do against an AK when you have a USP. Kind of have to run at them with your full body to be able to get anything, but it looks like we do have a flank starting from Imps, but oh my gosh, Cowarday is actually going to help out the Imps there with a bit of a team kill. The second one on the board. They did full save this past round. So rifles and it looks like a FAMAS going to be going into the hands of FlyQuest. But I really like the pacing that Impact is doing. Imp Pact. Are we going to say Imps or Imp? Imps?
Should we call them Imps?
Imps. Yeah, the Imps. Yeah, all right. I really like this pacing. They're understanding the way that FlyQuest plays, and it feels like they're creating a wall that they cannot penetrate just yet. But now that FlyQuest has utility, maybe it'll be a little bit easier to move through. But just as I say that, Serendipity, again with another entry frag, does get traded.
Vivian, that was a lovely shot there just to keep this site under control. And actually, it's just stopped any sort of aggression that they thought they had over towards B.
Mm-hmm.
Breeder getting proactive here as well, wanting just to make sure that they keep eyes on ramp and keep this information clearly in the palms of their hands. Serendipity, a flashbang to try push herself forward a little bit, but the issue that she has is that there's 2 people waiting, and Cowarday now taking up the metal on the back of the site there, finds the pick. Now, Selly has been given a lot of space towards mid to just roam free here, cause some distractions, and potentially be this little bit of a backstab later in the round that they're not expecting.
Oh, no. Cowday's actually going to take care of that backstab. No knife for them. 2 players left on the Imps, and don't even think they had the bomb. Just trying to get themselves together, see if they can maybe do a little bit of damage to the economy of FlyQuest, and that's one. Raven takes care of it, but does get traded out. BB has been really proactive with her movement around the map here, and now a second kill. Gadfly left alone, does have the bomb picked up, could get a free plant. No one is here on this B site, and I think they're starting to realize that.
Howard might be able to get ahead of this now, but that Molotov is going to hold her at bay. Actually, just going to run on forward, baited out there by the plant and taken down 1v2, and they are going to get for the individual fights, but the issue is not able to pull her gun out in time again, and no need for a kit. Beautifully done, and Bibion's already got 5.
Oh, yeah. That's a good round for her to double, I guess, 1 point. Hold on. Don't do math on broadcast, guys. Hold on. I'm thinking about it. More than double her kills in that one round. She was just where she needed to be, and she was rotating exactly where she needed to move. Felt like she was 1 step ahead of the Imps.
Yeah, that's the thing with Bibion, isn't it? Is that she just seems to have these magical timings as well.
Yeah.
And that really helps us. We talked about in the clutch situations, just having this intuition. And it's you know what I'll say? It's unlike what we've seen in pretty much any other player in the ESL Impact scene.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you a lot there. I feel like she goes and gets the frags that she needs, but she also knows when to hold back and wait for her team. We don't always see her activate as much as we need to. She stays alive, so she's needed for those clutches at the end. Just a reliable player.
She's...
Oh,
that's a lovely kill from
cursed her.
I was about to say she's like a sleeper agent, and her trigger word is clutch. You know, last left alive, and suddenly, you know, the light goes from her eyes, and it's just full-on machine mode. But yeah, unfortunately, not in this round. Imps, their health is looking pretty miserable, and actually Styx's health looking even worse there. If Vanessa had been able to find anything, just free up Cowarday's hands a little bit would have been great. But actually, Nade's gonna get the job done. Selly in mid once again. And this is the thing, is she's the new player on. She doesn't need to know the strat book if they're just going to send her to lurk as well. So I think it's very smart what they're doing with her here.
And a great kill. It's in the round. Headshots all over for Imps right now.
It's
an
interesting one.
It's definitely interesting, and I know we are on our 4th round, but there's only 2 players on FlyQuest right now that have any kills, and both of them are even 5 and 5.
Hopefully we can see that change, because that's going to be one of the big things. Is FlyQuest. We talked about how they let rounds get quite close and they rely on the clutches sometimes. And that's the individual brilliance. And talking of the individual brilliance, she's down and out immediately. They're shutting her right down. And they heard us talking about the clutches and if we take her out early in the rounds, then she can't be that final piece of the puzzle to try to secure the rounds. And that's working really well, especially as you said with the players on FlyQuest not having any kills. You take out the player that is fragging right now, suddenly the round just stagnates and Imps, they're just being allowed to run rampant here.
Yeah, and that's going to allow them to make FlyQuest kind of rotate all of their resources towards B. We'll talk about this a little later. Vanessa almost going to get a pistol kill, but Emmy's going to follow it up with a nice one through mid. This could be doable. They did beat her to the site, though, and Styx is going to take it. But yeah, Impact know where BB is playing on that B site, and they go take care of her early. They're gonna make FlyQuest kind of over-rotate or over-stack on that B site, making their A defense not as good as it needs to be. So far, they really have only been attacking the B site right now, which you can even see this round is when they had 3 players on it, and Goose Breeder going down early. It was able to get 1 kill there, but it didn't amount to anything for FlyQuest.
I think they need to stop trying to take these early fights. I think they need to try play retake on B a little bit. Might work slightly better for them here. Also, Cowday on the AWP now, and Raven with the counter AWP as well. So finally, we're going to get to see some action. Cowday going to be immediately tested here with sticks, and they're not going to double peek her. Sully now left alone, knows that there's an AWP here to deal with, and Cowday, knowing that there was two, has to be careful. Rounds the corner, jump peeks, gets a shot off, but not able to get the job. That nade, however, might finish her off. No, it doesn't. It tickles her down, but when she's so low, that's such a scary prospect. Bibbion going to take the fight through the fire and the flames and comes out victorious. And suddenly, two-player advantage, even with the health looking pretty miserable, it's still players on the board and the pressure they can apply with that. And Goose Breeder is ready and waiting. Emmy takes the contact and she's ready to back her up, except she's no longer ready and available. She hits the deck. And Emmy also gonna fall, and suddenly Round swings completely in the opposite direction, and Cowday going to need to step up even more now.
Yeah, that A ramp site was just completely locked out from Imps, and with that crossfire, I was afraid of it, but the shots have just been perfect. Vanessa, the last line of defense for FlyQuest, just trying to use her from Oz, trying to get the shots on here. This would be a great round for her to start with. If she's able to grab one, gets the first nade kill. The bomb has not been planted yet, still stalking their way up side hall. Could cut her off here, actually.
They could. Or alternatively, because they've only got 10 seconds, they need to plant. I was going to say they get serendipity to plant and they just hold the angle. They know that she is, but Vanessa gets the first. She switches to the sidearm and she gets the second as well. And there's another clutch to the FlyQuest counter. And it's stunning. I thought that maybe they were just going to pin her down with the AWP and then just allow the bomb plant to come on through. But no, they let the timer run too far down, and Cowday just... Whew. Words.
Yeah, a really beautiful clutch to start off, Vanessa. This game was a little bit quiet, but now I feel like she will have the confidence to kind of go for these fights as she sees fit. I love the BB reaction. That's beautiful.
I like that we get to see the reactions and stuff, because FlyQuest, they are such an animated team as well. I've watched them play on LAN. I mean, we got to watch them play on LAN together, didn't we? Back in the early stages of the year.
Wow.
And
Dallas was 3 months ago, Affinity.
No, I'm talking
say early
I'm
stages.
talking frag. I'm talking frag.
You're talking frag. All right,
Was that
I do
February?
remember that. Yeah, that was March.
I do like
months
my
ago?
tricks. I do like my trips to North America. Like to do my research in person.
You were... Oh, you didn't go to Valencia. Never mind.
I didn't. No.
My bad.
Maybe we go to Stockholm. You know, maybe we get to see FlyQuest in Stockholm. You know.
Oh. I mean, right now, how the scoreline is going.
True, they've still got to win this. Emmy, lovely boost on up, and that HE grenade's going to do even further damage. Unfortunately, I say doesn't go deep enough. Does indeed. Molotov going to cause some issues because they can no longer follow up on construction, and Raven has now got onto site here and they can just lock them out, but they have to deal with the full force of this core. Vanessa dispatched of going for the fight there as well and is going to force off Cowday. And even though everyone's here, they've just been held at bay by these smokes and the weapons, and Goose Breeder has a little bit of an angle, is going to need to step up here.
Yeah, that was very, very close quarters for Sticks, and Cowday getting caught off guard. 5 health to Goose Breeder, and is she ahead of them right now? They're not going to check this. Oh, but they do. Only 5 health to her name. Maybe if she just had a little bit more, could have spelled the score differently. But I feel like FlyQuest, they had them walk into a trap on that A site, but they only got 1 kill out of it. They had a lot of players stacked around side hall doing that boost in the counter utility, but it was cracked open like an egg, and like I said, 1 kill came out of it. When you would prefer probably multi, not just one of the players running up. It feels like Imps, they're like, all right, yeah, you killed us, we're gonna keep running forward, we're gonna keep doing this, we're trying our best, and it's working out so far for them.
Yeah, and albeit this is just against the Pistols this round, but the fact that in the first 20 seconds they've already taken down half the team is speaking volumes here. Imps, we've talked about pacing, and you're the queen of talking about pacing here, Apples, is just looking so beautiful. They just are finding these openings, and they're getting away untraded here as well. Goose Breeder about to find herself in a spot of trouble as STX doubles down, gets to Vanessa. Puts up a bit of a final stand, but that's that. Very quick pistol round, and they are finding very limited impact here.
This doesn't feel like we're seeing FlyQuest just yet. They are on CT side. Their CT side hasn't been as strong as it used to back in season 5 of Impact, I would say. And they're also on a map that, like, they never play. They love their dusty maps. They love Anubis. They love Mirage. They love Dust 2. This is something that they're getting put into that I don't think they were bargaining or even ready for.
No, I am with you on that one. I think it was interesting that this is the way that the veto went. I do my graphics, I do my little matrix at the start of every game, and I thought I'd predicted pretty well. But no, I have been taken well off guard by the Vertigo. However, I think if it goes 3 maps, FlyQuest, this is a shoo-in. However, it needs to get to the 3rd map, and if Impact can take the 1st map, they start out on, they get to choose the map side on map number 2. So,
yeah,
early lead, early start is going to look good.
I feel like FlyQuest have to be feeling the pressure for today as well, not just Imps. Like, this is a very, very important match and series for them to keep them in LAN.
I would like to say, in the past 3 months, they have not played an official on Dust 2. We have 0 information. And
really?
If we look even further back, I don't know when the last time they actually...
I think they played it. When did they play it? I remember seeing them on it. But it was a really strange veto. And I think it was a cider match that it happened for them on. Once again, Imp's walking into the trap of FlyQuest, but Kaude now is going to be activating a lurk, and that's going to let them win this round. That was the way that they pinched it. That's the way that it works for FlyQuest Red this round. That was really good.
Beautiful round. No notes. Can't complain. I think that's what they needed a little bit here. They really need these... I think they need these confidence rounds to get themselves in the headspace for this as well. Because you lose the first 5 and it's starting to slip through your fingers. Because, you know, even getting 6 and going even at the half is going to cause problems because you're going onto the T side. And yes, their T side looks a lot better than their CT does at the moment, but it is still Vertigo and it is still quite heavily skewed over to the CT. I have pulled up. They had very good results when they played Vertigo last season. They played a lot of it in Season 5. But the most recent that they've played it in an official was Thunderpick World Champions against TSM Impact. Because I think they're TSM Impact now, aren't they? The name changed, I think, came through today.
Yes, it's now TSM Impact. And then
it is. And that was in
Shimmer is
May?
a different team. Yes, I do remember that. I think they also played it 1 or 2 times in their ECA season as well.
Ah, true.
And I don't know if that comes up on HLTV if it's not a playoff. So
I don't think it does if it's not playoff stuff.
I think it was 1 or 2 times, but I can't go and click 5,000 different web pages right now. But maybe I'll have that information for you after the break. Once we go to Dust 2.
Do some quick furious research. And yeah, exactly. Dust 2, absolute guarantee on that one. So very exciting if you're a Dust 2 fan today. And I think that's going to be a banger matchup. But we still do have to finish off Vertigo. And we're getting close to the end of the first half here. HE Grenade isn't actually going to part the smoke there for Cowardade. Just goes a little bit too deep. And so she's really not got any line of sight and is requiring Bibian to make sure that nobody jumps up and surprises her on Guardian there.
Another smoke. I don't think that's... I don't know if that smoke is enough for them to scooch up through Guardian as well.
I don't think so, no.
No, but and even on this angle, this is something that you don't really clear. You will get you will get surprised if you jump onto this site, but maybe moving off of that angle. Now Kaude with first blood, BB holding it down. That's going to be that mid crunch not working out. Imps did be able to make their way up that B steps. First shot raining out from Raven, and now a second. She has to do the impossible. An ace clutch round for her if she wins this. But Goose Beater, it's the flanks that are working for FlyQuest right now. That's their 4th round. And I think half of their wins so far have been from flanks.
Yes, and I think on a map like Vertigo, there's a lot of stock that you can put in that. You talked about the crunch on the site as well. I was very worried because Vanessa was heavily relying on everyone in mid to do their part. Otherwise, she couldn't focus her attention on the players coming up steps. But again, just beautifully done. Goose Breeder having that sort of intuition to go for that lurk. Flanks upon flanks. It's the best way to play Vertigo. Well, actually, no. I think if you ask the professionals, the best way to play Vertigo is A ramp every round, I believe is the consensus.
Yeah.
But, you know, flanks upon flanks is a close second.
Take that space. Take everything. And I feel like A ramp, that is a lot of the map that you take if you grab A ramp. If you grab mid, there's still CT, there's still elevator, like, there's a lot of unknowns here.
Of grabbing mid, Vivian has got to stand and deliver, and does indeed, has the help of Vanessa. And you know what, Goose Breeder comes and chips on in the end there. And single-handedly, even though it's against the pistols here, they demolish, and they are not willing to budge even an inch on this one. And suddenly, we're starting to see them wake up a little bit here. Cowarday, ooh, spots the shoulder, gets the tag, but deciding to back away, not push her luck. They know they've got this round in the bag. There's no point to throw away this orb.
I don't want to see Raven do something crazy.
Just
Grab
line them
a
up,
couple
bang, bang,
headshots,
bang.
do something, yeah. Line them up here.
Give us the clutch of the season. Come on.
Well, Goose Speeder is going to get boosted in mid. 40 seconds left. Bomb is down under. I think she's just kind of hunting at this point.
Yeah.
Or no, Bomb is down in mid, not under. This map.
30 seconds left. Everyone's too far apart that there's no way that she can find them all here. So this is just a matter of can you find a consolation kill? And unfortunately, they've kind of whittled down where you have to be with all of that map control. So there will be nothing surviving, even if it's just a deagle. However, they've got the money to buy into this final round with the ferocity we'd like to see. Maybe lacking a couple of pieces of utility, but honestly, nothing to cry about here. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be an all-out firefight for this final round of the half. I think FlyQuest, if they can take this, they will have recovered what was a messy start here.
It is still CT side as well. We've seen FlyQuest do amazing things on their T side, but I feel like Imps, if they do get a hold of AKs in the second half, it's going to be very dangerous for them. They've been pretty solid on it, especially Serendipity. And we cannot count out Raven. Wow, what a wide swing there.
I'll take it. CS2 at the moment is a T-sided game. I'm going to say it. I don't think I've casted a game where the T-side hasn't just stomped.
Except for Mirage. That
except
is
for
still
Mirage,
CT.
true.
That is still CT.
But it's like, technically on paper, they should all still be CT-sided. But I feel like I've just been seeing these amazing T-sides coming out. And I love it. I love a good T-side.
Love a good T-side. We love the AKs. It's the wide swing one-taps that are so dangerous now. And if you're able to... Exactly. It's the Peeker's advantage. If you're able to... outswing your opponent and grab their heads first, which happens a lot of the time, especially for T-sided maps. You have a lot of the advantage. This is an interesting boost that's happening. Raven going to be slipping through side hog, taking care of Emmy, and FlyQuest are kind of spread thin right now. Vanessa had to have heard something. Nice peek. Ooh, but does get treated up pretty quickly. Serendipity has just been lethal with that AK.
Yeah, that was a really nice position to have there as well, because you know that if they try and peek you on stairs, that they're not going to expect somebody crouching behind the wood there, right? So beautifully done. Goose Breeder, ooh, I think here's the footsteps and isn't quite sure where to look. Can hear the bullets behind her, but unfortunately overwhelmed, and that's going to be a 7-5 half. Impact taking the lead on the first half. One of the most important games of the season for FlyQuest Red, and they're down at the half. This pistol round, they need it to close that gap, and albeit not a big gap, but every single round is going to feel like torture until they are back in the lead, and they know it. And Impact, they've got the energy right now. Can they secure themselves a second pistol round and take us to map number 2?
Is this the gap in geometry on Vertigo?
There's always a gap in geometry on Vertigo. Trick question.
This is the gap in geometry on Vertigo. It's the 2 rounds. And that is a beautiful smoke from FlyQuest. Going to take care of 2 players, but Gadfly and Sally through the smoke. 2 kills down, and Emmy just trying to get this bomb planted. Goose Speeder trying to help her out as well. Grabbing a couple heads, but it's all down to Vanessa just by herself. 1v5. Does grab 1. Not going to be it. FlyQuest not winning this pistol round, but I think a bomb plant is going to do him well. But that is a really important round for Impact to win as well. Like, that's them getting closer to taking this first map win.
It is. I think that's quite worrying. FlyQuest have been conceding a lot of maps recently. If you'd asked me, you know, maybe not necessarily last season, we'd started to see the cracks from. If you'd asked me 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, I would have said there's absolutely no doubt FlyQuest, they don't drop maps. That's not who they are. But at the moment, they've been a lot of 3-map series, actually, against TSM. Shimmer versus Nouns FE versus Off Squad in the Cash Cup as well. And I think that, you know, if they can take it to a 3rd map, it looks good for them. But I think they will be maybe a little bit kicking themselves if they do end up having to take it that far. But Impact, every round they get and every map they get, they know that they are closer and closer to potentially being the ones that take that land spot. That's what's on the line here.
That is what's on the line. And I feel like whenever we see FlyQuest drop their first map is when it does not go well for them in this series. So they are a team that 100% works on inertia. I feel like I could say that about every single team here. But when you are feeling good about the way you're playing, you want to keep playing. You want to keep going. And FlyQuest, they have spoken a lot about how their mental affects a lot of their gameplay. And when Goose Speeder was more of an IGL, she was able to kind of shake things out, but they've kind of switched over roles. It's been Kaude leading the charge, doing a lot of the IGLing roles here, but actually that was a nice 3K from Emmy right now with the Deagle. This is almost redeemable. Vanessa the spam, not gonna work out. Bomb not gonna get planted, but that is the Kadia player to watch getting a 3K.
That's exactly what we highlight her for as well. Is she's just incredible, and albeit a little bit slow start to the map, but showing up in moments like that. And yes, it's not a round win, and no, she didn't quite get the bomb down in time, but they have the money anyway, so that's not the biggest loss in the world for them. And also, they did really well for an eco round, considering what they had at every single stage up until that last moment. They were even on the scoreboard, even on the number of players alive, and that's great to see, because you need to be making sure that even the rounds that you're losing, you're making it expensive, because Impact, if they can build up that economy, it's going to be even harder for FlyQuest to come back from this.
It would be a really good round for FlyQuest to win as well. Imps are going to be left to almost nothing if they do. 2 kills, and now Vanessa trading it out. Not completely even, but Emmy's going to be right there at the tail, grabbing it as well. Now 3v3.
Can I just say,
it's pretty close.
I love that combo in mid of Raven and STX. The STX takes the peek, dives out of the way, and as they try and follow up, Raven peeks out. Beautiful team energy and team synergy there. Magnificent. Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. Yummy. Ooh. That angle. Maybe she was waiting just a little bit longer, but Gadfly is there to back her up. Emmy now holding down, and Vanessa, both of them watching the same angle. Oh, Vanessa left in a clutch situation as well again, and she's a little bit closer, but Gadfly is going to find her head first, get this defusal first to double digits, and now FlyQuest not in a great spot. They have to double the rounds. This is what we were saying last night about a different team. They have to double the rounds to even get this to an even scoreline. I feel like they have to double the kills as well.
It's rough, yeah. It's looking a little bit spread thin on the ground here in the frag department. And that's something that FlyQuest, I think we pride them a lot on usually, is that mechanically, they're one of the best teams in the region. And they play a very nice, very structured style of Counter-Strike, which, unfortunately, I think sometimes against the likes of these faster-paced teams, they struggle a bit to counteract that. Some have described it as a bit rigid, but it's moments like this where they go back to the fundamentals, where they have these clean site takes, systematically taking that space as well. Suddenly, Imps locked out of the bomb site, bomb down.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard one to retake, not having anyone really close on a flank as well. They do have a lot of utility to their name. They have a couple kits. Well, I think they're just going to be going for exits. They're not very close to this site. Raven's the most up and personal with Goose, and not even going to try forcing herself into that flight. Not going to let Goose get any more money. That's her full buy. It's the head armor and a Mac 10.
That's all she needs. That's all she needs to thrive in this economy. And I like that Impact chose to save early there. I think that they knew that maybe it was a little bit of a lost cause. And yes, the health on some of the FlyQuest players, they could have farmed with these A1Ss, but it's not worth the risk to them. They have that round advantage, and that means that they can afford to call these saves early and play the long game. That's what happens when you go up at the half and take the pistol and convert, is that you have such a buffer that you can afford to limit test, or you can afford to save early and not feel backed into these clutches. I say clutches, into these disadvantageous situations, you know? And I think very nice call here. Yeah. No notes. Beautiful.
No notes. Beautiful. Well, you had a couple of notes. You said a couple of notes.
A couple of notes. No further notes. Nothing.
No critiques, as in notes.
No
critiques. Yeah. I do want to say, I feel like if Impact do take this map and then we go to Dust 2, Dust 2 is definitely a FlyQuest map that we can see kind of roll Impact over. I know you have a Matrix. Have we seen Impact play on Dust 2?
We have seen them play versus Aware FE. They won 13-1. And we saw them play versus Fluffy Mafia. They won 13-3. So they do have... Wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong map. Sorry, that was Mirage. That's my bad. I read the wrong line.
Which is why FlyQuest did...
Dust 2, sorry.
Definitely.
Yes. We have seen them play Dust 2, so I'm looking at the right line now. They played it versus FlyQuest Red, and they lost 4-13. So, not so good. I was super excited. I was like, oh yeah, brilliant stats. That's my fault for putting the two Dusty maps next to each other. That's my bad.
Which is definitely why I think FlyQuest did ban that map against them.
That was over in Cash Cup, Summer Cash Cup 4. They did float it against Aware FE 2 weeks ago. And it didn't actually come down to that. They stomped Aware FE 13-1, 13-0. So we didn't end up seeing Dust 2. But they were happy to take it there. which I think is exciting. It means that they've clearly got something. The other thing is, as we said, they're playing with a stand-in. So playing on a map like Dust 2 that everyone is familiar with, you can play a little bit more scrappy and messy and just rely on the fact that it's a map that everyone knows. Hug it out a little bit more, and that's a strategy that works quite nicely against the structure of FlyQuest. Talking about works nicely against FlyQuest, STX and the MP9 is just going to mow them down, puts them through the wood chipper. Vanessa does find one in the mix, but they know where she is. But I doubt they are going to want to let this Galil go any further, and Vanessa knows she has no escape. The Flash forces the fight. She actually gets the first spray transfer. Is beautiful, but not quite enough to contend with the upgraded rifles. And Impact, they put themselves on 11.
Just inching closer and closer. FlyQuest, I mean, already having a late start, not wanting to make this a full 3-map series, or I guess they may be at this point. I am confident in their abilities on Dust 2, but from what you just said about Impact and their history on Dust 2, it's going to be very, very interesting if they do take this map from FlyQuest. And I think the inevitable is starting to happen, Affinity.
I'm gonna blame you for this going through maps, because you said in the green room before.
Okay,
you were like, this is only gonna go through maps.
Listen, I did not. We are still in the first map, Affinity. Come on.
You said it's gonna be two maps.
It's not.
You said it's gonna be two maps, and I was like,
be mad
I
at
can't
me.
say it.
You can be mad at me when we're on our third map, okay?
Okay.
Not now.
Okay,
it is
that's
still
true.
the first map.
Good point.
I'll
hold you to that,
still
though.
come back from this. Look at their utility. They have great utility.
Exactly. We
Full
love
AKs.
great utility. You know what? I was like, I'm not gonna say it tonight because we were running late going into this, because South America, they had a killer game and it went all of the overtimes as it should.
Yeah.
Stellar matchup there. Oh, nice boost actually. Just saying. Side note, getting distracted there. And there was a nice attempt there from Gadfly to try to keep the site. Emmy doubling down. That is Arcadia player to watch for a reason. But on the flip side, Selly and STX, two of these star players for Imps, they bite right back. And actually, they're at a disadvantage here, but they're close enough by that they could go for this if they want to.
I really love this placement of Boost Shooter, though. She is going to be able to watch if anyone does sneak in through CT. Kaude has her back, but both of the Imps are going to be granting themselves access to the site from Arch.
They found a timing hit. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, but Goose Speeder seeing right through that timing. Serendipity is there. This is the fragger that we need to be watching. She traps the first one. Kaude with a little bit of a spam, and now the knife. Wow. Okay, that is our second NA knife, by the way, Affinity.
Whoa.
Second one ever. It was... Great question.
You could tell me anyone right now and I would believe you. So you pick a name.
It was a team that I do think lost, and I think, you know, I'm gonna let me go into my notes. Let me go into my notes.
Because I was gonna say they might have lost the map, but they won the hearts of the people.
It was a player on Aware.
Oh.
It was a player. It was a Lotus versus Aware during, I think, the second week, and it was on a Mirage game. They lost the Mirage against Lotus, but they got a knife kill. It was the first NA knife kill.
They lost the game. They won in spirit. And I think that's what's important right now, isn't it? You know, we can talk about the scoreboard, but really, you know, winning the hearts of the audience, that's the real prize. It's not. The real prize is the slot to compete in Stockholm, but I think second knife kill, that's a type. We need to get a third, though, so that then we can have, like, a top 3. We can, like, rank the knives, you know?
That would be a great little content piece. All the knives of...
All the knives
Impact.
of ESL Impact Season 6. I think we need that at the end of the season. Just a compilation of all of... Some may say the best. The people who got stabbed probably say the worst moments of the season.
Those are the best moments of the season.
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
You can see it coming as well.
Oh, Raven, really close up. Let's get traded out, but BB is there. Gonna make sure FlyQuest is gonna be staying in that numbers advantage. Emmy on a lurk over towards B is gonna take care of Sticks. Now, Serendipity, Selly. One smoke, an M4, an MP9. FlyQuest have almost completely locked down this A site with their smokes. Now a molly towards CT. I like this lurk. I like this disrespectfulness that disrespect that Sully initially had moving into the A site, but I think she's gonna think twice about it. Gonna save this M4. Pretty important. Only 2 rounds left for her and her team to be able to get the win. And if they have at least 2 guns next time, they play around. Ooh,
that's nice. That could be an upgrade as well.
And a molly. That's a T-side molly too.
That is all you could ever ask for. That's like a kid on Christmas finding that you've not only got the gun, but you've got the Molotov as well. And go for a little bit more as well.
That's another AK.
Exactly. Their health bar's not looking so great after the bomb, but the fact that they live and the fact that FlyQuest, they do have enough money to kind of go hunting for this. Maybe not as much as you'd like to expend so much, because that's expensive. To walk away with nothing and to have handed over 2 AKs, FlyQuest, that's actually a net negative for them. Massively so. But they can buy back into this because they are starting to win these rounds. They've got the money flowing. They've got the momentum flowing. And as you said, inertia team to their core. And whilst, actually, you know what? Maybe it's not that bad. Impact, they've picked up those 2 AKs. They don't have anything to support it, however. They've decided not to upgrade many of these pistols, to just stick it out and hope that these hero rifles can do the trick. Actually, they may well do. However, Raven, ooh, dancing with death here as Bibian on the corner, the Grim Reaper herself. And actually, are they going to line up? Let her get a little bit more. She finds one Molotov, softens them up, and actually puts some distance between them. Serendipity runs on forward. So does STX, and both to their demise as Bibian is going for some more.
Graphite did upgrade her pistol just a bit into this round.
Just a tiny bit, as a treat.
Yeah, and I think the T-Molly was also given to her. FlyQuest is going to be able to take this site. I don't think they're going to be met with any, if a little bit of a repercussion. Selly is going to try and see if she can get anything done. I do like the flank that we have. Oh my gosh, 2 already. Gadfly. It's going to be making her way up towards bottom ramp. The bomb is going to tried to get planted. Now, all of a sudden, Imps have made this a 2v2. Just with just a couple kills. Selly, oh, is she going to expect Cow to come around from that corner? And no, that's a great kill for her to have. But now Gadfly was able to upgrade to this AK. Here's her coming up ramp. Now it's just a standoff. Who's going to find each other first? Cowday with the clutch, and that's a 4K round from Cowday.
Cold. We talked about the clutches from FlyQuest Red, and once again, they deliver in spades. And Impact, actually, the fact that they managed to swing it back as much as they did, that was nice. Seeing it get whittled down to a 2v2 for Cowday, just impeccable on this round. Selly, a player I also really want to highlight. Lovely kills there as well to try buy some space for the retake for the rest of the team to come on through as well. Selly, a player who is going to be subbing in for Impact for the rest of the season, but has already made it clear that she wants to team up with the players that left TSM and remade Shimmer, Empathy, and Phoebe next season. And I think that's going to be a powerhouse team as well. Selly was, I think, a player that they were toying with bringing on anyway, because I think changes needed to be made once they lost that FlyQuest Red game. They were having discussions. But that's not how the cookie crumbled. But Selly, we're going to be seeing so much more of her in ESL Impact.
I like it. You've seen her skins. She's got the swag.
Skins make skill. That's why she's getting all of these cold kills.
Make skill.
Exactly.
And I did get confirmation about the first knife. It was Zazu who got knifed by the cat in the Underpass Mirage. I got the teams right, but I just didn't get the players or their names here. But Bibian, first to activate up this A ramp. Selly is going to get naded out. Oh, not going to move there. Are they going to check this now that the nade has gone down? I'm not completely sure. But this is a very advantageous position. She just waits for them to rotate up. Who get a multi-kill. No, they have not. And they're just kind of dancing around.
Emmy is out in the open. Actually, so many of them are out in the open. The trigger discipline. She manages to get 1.5 there. Luckily, Coward snappy on the turnaround. But she hasn't quite done enough there. I would love to see a little bit more. And who knows, if she just stayed quiet, they might just have ignored her the whole time.
going to be an interesting, if you just toy or think about the fact that what if I just waited there until the plant happened? But sometimes you get a little bit anxious. You want to activate just a little bit sooner, and Sticks now a little bit of a late activation does come up ramp. Knows that there's a player here in elevator, but Vanessa's not going to be moving an inch. I think it's going to be Cowday trying to get more proactive. Has a lesser amount of health, but Vanessa's going to be the one to go for it. Usual not happening, and FlyQuest, we blinked and they doubled their rounds. Now back up to 10.
It is. You know what? I'm so sorry for mentioning that we might get a map 3.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
Yeah, are you sorry for being mad at me? You're being really mean.
I'm worried about production. I'm sorry, Apples. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. No, it's because I've jinxed it so many times, and I feel really bad that, you know, because production's an hour ahead of me. It's like 3 a.m. for those lovely people now.
Oh, wow.
They are, by the way, they are absolute troopers, the production team for ESL Impact.
Oh, yeah. If you were wondering,
you'll never find a cooler group of people.
Never.
They do these late nights. They stay up with us. They stay up with you guys as well. They get front row seats to some of the coolest matches as well. That's what I'm going to say. Like, matches like this, where FlyQuest have brought it back from seemingly nothing. But you did say, Apples, you did point out to us, FlyQuest Red, very T-sided at the moment. Their T-side's looking really fierce. Their CT side, maybe a little bit more work need to be done before the matches next week.
And I'm going to be honest, that's kind of how FlyQuest have been since I followed them. That's how they've been since 2022, I think like 2 roster changes ago. Q-Spear now does clear sandbags.
They're scared. They're paranoid.
Oh, but these pistols are starting to do their work. 2 kills down, and rifles have got to start finding some heads. Q-Spear trying to toy with the idea of grabbing the AK. She does. Finds 2. I mean, backing her up, and now it's just Gadfly left in heaven. USP to her name. I mean, there's not much you can do if you don't find a kit or find a kill here in like the next 2 seconds.
Well, somebody did find a kill in the next 2 seconds, but unfortunately, it was not Gadfly. So that is going to be 11-11. We are all tied up. And FlyQuest Red finally looking to go even and toe-to-toe with Impact. We have got 2 rounds left of regulation. I'm asking you to call it now. Do we see an overtime?
Don't ask me a single question because
I'm sorry, I will never ask you any questions.
I never ask. I jinx things. I feel. I fear I am a jinxer.
That, my dear, is the caster curse. We are all burdened.
I've already casted. I already cursed BB on a little bit earlier. Oh, but these clear 2 for 2 trades. 10 seconds into the round, and now Imp are completely logged out of this site. I don't know if FlyQuest know that they have this almost for free right now. Bomb just get planted.
The rotates are already really close by, which maybe is a little bit worrying. I don't know if they're expecting it to be on as quickly as it's going to be here. And actually, that utility come on there has got to be a bit of an indicator here. I was going to say Raven did have Bibion pinned down there in the pillar, but gonna remain there. Bibion just gonna hold their position. They have to wait and let Impact play into them. They've got the advantage here. The crossfires are incredible. And that's a 12th round and map point on Vertigo for FlyQuest Red.
I like don't even. Everyone's popping off right now. Impact, obviously, they're 2 best players right now, Serendipity and Sticks, with 22 kills each. In Raven, Gadfly, and Selly, a little bit falling behind, but even then, it doesn't feel like they're falling behind. Comparatively to FlyQuest, I feel like we're seeing the same amount of effort from both teams. FlyQuest really needed to warm up to this map, and on their T side, they have been.
I'm thinking that that's definitely the case, and maybe just slow start. We see that sometimes with both of these teams. I think the other issue that we're seeing at the moment is that the economy is just not in a place that they can have Raven on the AWP as much as they'd like to. Because she was finding some juicy picks in mid. You know, toying around with STX there as well, as they were both ducking and weaving in and out, playing off of each other so well. They've just not been afforded the same sort of luxury. But we've been seeing these 2 for 2 trades. So it's not that they haven't been playing well together, it's that we haven't seen the full might because that AWP just hasn't been able to be online.
Trying to fight their way into overtime. It's just so quickly always going down to a 3v3, a 2v2. Their placements have been perfect for each of these teams. Their trades have been on point, and forcing them down to 2 players has just been so difficult. Just kills have not been connecting now in this last couple of seconds. Both of them reduced down to some low level of HP. They're a little bit committed to this B site, but a Raven is going to be a hard person to fight through. Oh, does find BB, and now Vanessa. That's going to be overtime. Impact with a nice last round of regulation.
Yeah, that is beautiful. 12-12. Who'd have thunk it after seeing how the first half went and the beginning of the second half that we'd be seeing overtime? And off the back of just some really nice kills, Bibian getting taken down so low and not being able to confirm that kill, that one hurts a little bit because you could see it. And yes, it's a really difficult place to fight from, but we talk so highly of her. I was expecting it to be, you know, she readjusted the aim to try and go for the kill, just couldn't find it. The large plank of wood was just getting in her way. And Impact, actually, they're going to allow these moments where the weakness is showing, and they just dig their fingers in and exploit it. And that's why that we're seeing it get to this point here as well. And honestly, it could go either way. Impact, they're starting on the CT side. Both of these teams have struggled a little bit more on their CT side, so Impact may be starting at a bit of a disadvantage here. If they can find, I was going to say the opening round, but the opening pick almost their way as well, could see this start to skew.
Spending more time on Vertigo. What more could FlyQuest want? This is a map
that's a fate no one wants. Spending more time on Vertigo than is necessary.
I've talked to them in the past. They don't particularly like this map. The changes that were brought in the update make it very, very hard for retakes on a site. There's just so many angles for CTs to clear now. Even for Ts to clear once they try and take the site. Oh, that is a nice shot from Raven. Imp's able to keep their numbers up. No clean trades from FlyQuest. They are treading in water that they were not expecting to be in.
And that's one of the things that we said is the AWP not being online. If they'd managed to get it, you know, a couple of rounds earlier, maybe they could have closed that one out, because Raven has just been finding, granted, not the highest number of kills. She's distinctly on the lower end of the frag department here, but they have been impactful and they've been opening picks as well, and that's much more difficult to come back from. But now she's got it online because, of course, we're in overtime and the cash is flowing. But I'd still like to see get a little bit more there. That is a nice nade from Emmy. Just going to slam dunk onto Gadfly there. Spam through the smoke is going to cause nothing but problems as Emmy's going to fall, and suddenly Vanessa Cowarday's putting up a massive final stand, but it's not quite enough. And it's nice. Moments and glimmers of hope here, but it's just coming in too late into the round when everything slipped too far already.
I think you should be able to get a flash assist for yourself, because...
I agree. You know what? I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Valve, please fix.
Valve, please fix. Like, just... That was a really good proactive play from Cowday, but I think if she had done it maybe just a little bit earlier into the round, or when they had just a little bit more control of the site, I think it was good. We see a lot of confidence plays from a lot of other teams from ESL Impact, especially TSM Impact that we saw last night. All of that was full confidence from those players. And FlyQuest, are they too nervous to be confident here? Like, they slowed down a lot last round when they weren't able to get the trades. And it felt like they were just afraid to make a move because it's overtime. And Impact are now in the lead. The Imps. Imps.
They're causing some mischief and causing some mayhem. The clue was in the name all along. And actually, if they can shake up the entire leaderboard and standings, then absolutely deserving of the name Imps. Vanessa, however, has got plans of her own, and she is fed up that it is still going. She is 21-17.
Like Imps were last round. 5v3. They have to know that it has to be a little bit of an execution onto this B side. The utility just flies straight out. But the guns have started to go into the favor of Serendipity. 2 down, trying to connect for a third. Vanessa through the smoke is going to trade it with Goose Speeder in tow. And now Raven left alone. Yop. Oh, but through the smoke, Vanessa's going to grab that. And we're tied up once again.
Serendipity, if her magazine had had any more bullets in it, that could have been even more monumental. But no, FlyQuest Red, they keep it cool, they keep it calm, and of course, they collect themselves that round. And unfortunately, the AWP being the last left alive in that situation, she'd managed to pick up a rifle and just duck behind the smoke a little bit there. They were all low health. They were all ripe for the picking there. But again, not how the chips fell. FlyQuest, they tie it up once again because they're not willing to let this map go. They're going to go down kicking and screaming. And talking of going down, Raven and Selly, 2 of the front runners for this team in terms of what we expected coming into the map. They are taken down first. They have been locked out of having the necessary input we'd want to see from them. 6 finds 1, but unfortunately 1 is not enough when you're at such a disadvantage. Gadfly, it's going to be a little bit of a difference maker here, but they're still worse for wear.
I'm only trying to deny the plant. Not going to work out. Serendipity and Gadfly left alone. Kind of splintered here as well. Nice nade to open up the smoke. Not going to find anyone. Emmy is going to tuck into CT just at the right timing. Now, it's her and Goose Speed are playing high-low in CT. That's going to be a tough nut to crack, but it's Kaude on the flank. She moved all the way up through ramp and then through side hall, and that's the half. 14-13.
That is a good half. But the issue is I would have liked to have seen them get one more round there because they're going onto the CT side, and we saw what happened on their CT side. We need to see them break whatever sort of mental curse was holding them down in the first half here. Because, yes, they've got the advantage. It's one round. And we saw the T side coming out from Impact, and they just ran wild through this map. So, hopefully, a little bit of a switch up. They've had a chance to play on that T side. Hopefully start feeling and filling into the game a little bit more here. But, again, it's still anyone's game. It's too close to tell. And an overtime number 2 is definitely a possibility. A dark shadow looming over them all. And FlyQuest...
I have a off-topic question for you.
Go right ahead.
A little bit earlier,
Okay.
I think on the South American stream, we saw Bardoff and Sam talking about Gregs. What is a Greg? What is a Greg?
What is a Greg's?
What is a Greg?
For those of you who are not from the United Kingdom or don't know people, Greg's is a bakery chain. And they have world-renowned sausage rolls. And don't listen. Sam Bardoff, love them to pieces. Nothing but undying respect. But don't listen to their opinions about the Greggs sausage rolls. Because, you know what? Maybe they're not the best sausage rolls in the world, but they are quintessentially British. And I will hear no disrespect. And I'm going to stop there before I could talk for hours about Greggs. You know, you and I, after the stream in the map break, I'll pull up pictures. I'll show you the Greggs onesie, the Greggs leggings.
Oh.
It's all happening.
Yay. I'm so
You've opened
excited.
a can of worms here.
Oh, yippee.
Talking of opening a can of worms, FlyQuest, they've got to try open this next round on up. I'd love to see them get a little bit proactive here. It would be nice to see. Although having said that, actually, they struggled a little bit with those opening Jaws, Bibi, and actually coming off on the back foot on most of those opening picks on the first half. So maybe staying behind and waiting for them to play into you might be the call.
Counter utility thrown from FlyQuest into that B site. Warning the imps, do not go here. Do not just try to plant the bomb. Do not do anything. Don't call me.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Don't call me. We're not friends. You know, the one quote from Rowley.
Oh.
Anyway.
Don't
come by my house. Oh, but a nice trade. Goose Speeder does get punished for this, but Emmy is right there. Oh, a nice headshot through the wall. Now Imp's playing at a very rough disadvantage. Raven, you can see her. She's trying to get active. She wants this off to start singing. Oh, but nowadays it's gonna start screeching first.
I was gonna say she's got an AWP duel and Serendipity. That's a lovely trade, but it's just too little, too late. And Raven, oh, so close to being able to have the necessary input in that round, but again, not quite meant to be. Emmy, that double kill swings the entire trajectory of the round off kilter. And it's beautiful. A tactical timeout being called here. I like this. I think it's well placed because, of course, we are on the precipice of the map here. FlyQuest, one round is all they need to take Vertigo, a map that we were worried coming into this because we know very little about how they play it because we just don't get to see it much, especially in the ESL Impact scene. Again, we might see them play it on an ESCA game, but we've really just not had the opportunity to have them grace us with it. And maybe, you know what? Maybe they were keeping it under wraps so they could surprise us in a moment like this.
Maybe.
Nice little early Christmas present.
I mean, they needed OT to get a little bit warmed up with this map, and I feel like once you queue into a Vertigo game, you're like, ugh, Vertigo. But then, like, I feel like when you're halfway through it, start enjoying it. There's too much hate for this map.
It's Stockholm syndrome. If you start enjoying Vertigo halfway through the map, it's
Final
Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm Final Syndrome.
It's Vertigo. It does stuff to you. Messes with your mind. And talking with messing with your mind, that's a headshot. Bullet's going to do that to you, Emmy. And so impactful last round. Completely shut down and relying on the rest of the team. Vanessa Cowday leading the charge in the kills. Can they give us one final push to close it out here? We know that they like the clutches. We know that they thrive with the disadvantages. And they're going to need to show us one more time.
Oh, nice spam from Vanessa. Is going to take down one of the top fraggers on Imps. 6 getting forced off her angle on that B side. Gadfly just going to try and find some other spots on the map to see, but does she know that Cowday is holding this? Oh, a missed shot. That could have been everything. Molly on the fly to see if she can maybe move her more off her post. And Cowday, you could see her. That was annoying for her just a bit. But Vanessa activating onto this B site has splintered Imps up.
As 2v4, they can do this. Sally spots the contact. They've managed to trap Cowday a little bit here. The HE grenade going to force the fight and lower her health. And actually, the AK is going to lower it to 0 now, 2v3. But the health on Sally not looking amazing. They have, however, only got 15 seconds to try and get this done. And the site is not clear. Gadfly gets one, but Bibion closing it out. The closer of the team. And that is going to be them taking Vertigo. The first map, their opponent's map pick stolen away. They've heard us chatting. They've heard us talking about how important the series is, and they've taken that pressure and crushed it.
Yeah, it was a very non-decisive map at the beginning. I feel like we saw
It's also a map that you can AWP quite happily on both sides. We see a lot of maps where T-side AWPing just doesn't really work, especially not in the current climate. But Dust 2 is a map where the AWP works in so many different places on both sides. And I think that is going to need to be dynamic. We're going to need to see Raven and Cowday being dynamic with these sniper rifles.
Absolutely. We do see Imp starting CT side. We're able to get this is a very important pistol for them to win. Obviously, CT side, your economy is going to be a little bit more hard to work with than a T side economy. But FlyQuest sending 2 players up through upper. Can you hear my cat screaming?
I cannot. I wish I could, though.
Oh, okay. Well,
say hi for me. Ooh, saying hi as well. Sally's about to say hi to both Goose Breeder and Vanessa. Beautiful picks there. Suddenly, that's a lot of the reinforcement elsewhere on the map gone. That bomb is committed towards A and has been for a little while, but they are now going to have to get a move on, and they're going to have to try find these picks to equalize. Cowday starting that journey off. Bibion trying to get involved as well, but not quite able to connect those long-range shots. Cowday through mid, trying to apply some of this pressure, but has to reload.
Oh, picks up the dualies though. That's gonna make something interesting in mid. Imp's gonna go back to their sites, trying to spread themselves just a little bit thinner. It's not really working out. Gadfly kind of gonna get pinched into an uncomfortable situation here, trying to use his USP to her advantage, but BB has a picked up USP. He's gonna grab one, and now 2v1 Serendipity, 1 kill on the counter. Oh my gosh, Emmy with a bit of a over-ambitious peak. This is definitely winnable for Imps, but BB is just right there. That's another clutch. Use your...
I've pushed my button. I've pushed it.
Push your button.
Really excited
Push your button.
Push the button. That's beautiful. That's another one to the clutch. 100% win rate in the 1v1s continues once again. And now we bring the tally up to 5 1v1s 1. That's a bit of a mouthful, is it? 1v1s 1. And then that means 9 clutches in total for just Bibian alone. If we were tracking all of the clutches from FlyQuest, we'd break the counter. I'm telling you now, we'd break the counter. But, you know, up to 9 for Bibian. Can we see some more? And that's definitely a really nice one to find as well. That puts him in a really nice situation. Emmy doubling down there, that's a good start. Because suddenly, the reinforcements, they're spread quite thin.
I do think it's very, very dangerous that the Imps do have a hold of an AK this early on in the half. And they're going to try their best to save this. You see this crossfire that they have just to hold on to them. But Goosebeater on the prowl does have a MAC-10, seeing if she can maybe find someone and farm up some cash with it as well. I mean, she's going to be able to... This MAC-10, great armor penetration. Could be able to grab the first, but with Selly in this very hidden situation, fortified spot. Oh, see, exactly what I thought was going to happen does. The AK has been found out, and I don't think this is worth FlyQuest a hunt. You can see BB is already trying to make her way, seeing if she can find someone.
She's got to be
them
careful,
guard.
though.
Yeah. With a MAC-10 too, that's going to be hard to do long range.
I think it's... I think that the commit to the hunt there from Goosebreeder was a bit of a mistake. Because, yes, they wanted to try take away that AK, but what they actually just did is they don't really have much money to fall back on here. And yes, they can rebuy, but she's... Like, the team aren't going to be on the most amazing, you know... They want the money in the back pocket, and they throw away an AK, they have to rebuy it, and then not only that, they let Sticks pick up the MAC-10. So suddenly, you've lost a weapon and have to rebuy, and they've got 2. So, bit of a mistake on that one, I think. I don't think they had the money to overly commit to that. However, it's been, it's done, and it's how they play off the back of this now.
Yeah, BB with the MAC-10. I mean, with Galil, definitely not what you want on T side, but could allow them to get a little bit more proactive, get a little bit more wacky here. They have full mid take. They just have to decide which side they really want to crack into. Imps have fortified their long situation, their long hold. So a B mid split with a nice smoke in CT would be the play, but they really only have mid, and with a minute left on the clock, they're gonna have to go start exploring some options.
They are, and with Serendipity so far pushed up, this is gonna cause some issues. They really would like to deal with some of these site players so that they can try alleviate the pressure and help out those long players if needs be. And try at least distract them from assisting with the situation going on down indoors. Serendipity gets the first one, has to back away, is going to be overwhelmed here. The thing is, we talked about that. The players from site, they are just going to pitch on in and try help her. Unfortunately, she's not going to be able to leave alive as Emmy gets the double kill. And just leaving it a little too late there to try find other map control just allows Impact allows FlyQuest to just sort of overwhelm.
Yeah, not a great economy right now for FlyQuest. Have to decide if they want to force around their weird amount of buys, and it looks like that's what they're going to be doing. Vanessa just with the Tech 9 armor and a little bit of utility. Kaude trying to force a bit of a kill through mid, but Raven has the op in her hands. A bit of a better weapon to the scout. Yeah, Selly is very close up. I don't think they're going to be able to find her, and she doesn't. Goosebeater with a very wide peek into pit, trying to clear that first, and it does not connect. Falling back into sight now, Car. Imps have successfully locked down long for themselves, and FlyQuest left to go explore some other avenues.
I'd really love to see Serendipity or Gadfly, I think, is going to have a look mid and then just make sure that those rotates aren't coming on through, because it gives them an early warning sign to head over towards B, because that's exactly what's going to happen. And the fact that they haven't heard anything over towards A in a little while, they've got to suspect that something is awry here. They have left Vanessa as a backup plan in case anyone tries to flank them. I have a feeling that the moment that they try it hit through the tunnel here, they are going to just rotate through spawn, it would likely seem.
Out sees an arm, throws a little bit of a shot there. Serendipity with counter utility to stop them right in their tracks. And now the Imps have started rotating over. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to make their way up catwalk. Only 2 players really on site to try and help. Kaude clears out this mid player. Could be good for them, but Styx is going to be quicker with it.
18 seconds. That's what they have to work with here.
It's an all-out brawl. And FlyQuest have a bit of a numbers advantage, able to get the kills, but now it's a 2v2, 18 health in the entire team's name. Bomb is going to get planted at the last second. Now Gadfly and Serendipity have to do a retake, and they're a little bit closer than I think FlyQuest are expecting.
They are indeed, and they've managed to whittle it down to the 1v1, and Vanessa 1 HP to try clutch this out with. I think the head was spotted. It's just a matter of dancing around the box, and Serendipity finds the kill, finds the defuse, and puts them on a second. They are not willing to let FlyQuest get ahead of themselves in this early game.
This is what I feared it was going to be like. A little bit more back and forth than FlyQuest would probably want. I feel like they're trying to do these fakes. They're trying to go and throw a couple people towards B, a couple people towards A, and they are leaving like Vanessa towards long doors to cut off rotation. But Impact, they're not getting scared. They're not getting worried about rotating. I think they just have their retakes down pat for this map. They're just not worried about it. Now FlyQuest getting very active, and
Serendipity, lovely kill to find. Gadfly's already here on the meantime. Goosebeater does get one, but immediate answers here as well, and it's not onto her, but she watches the rest of her team crumble. And actually, this is a very difficult site hold. They haven't managed to plant yet as well. The proactivity from Goosebeater is going to be punished there. And now Bibian last left alive, not for long there. And unfortunately, no 1v3 clutch to add to the tally there.
Does that get added to the anti-tally? Does that lower her percentage of clutch? I mean, that was the whole thing, is that she is 100% like clutch ability.
Only on 1v1s. Only 100% on 1v1s.
And that was a 1v3 that I think she had to do, yeah.
She's had one 1v3 in the series so far. But actually, she's only the last person left alive in 15% of rounds, which is actually still a fair number of rounds, but you know.
To connect completely, but Gadfly now left at half health. Did get a kill, get a fallback cat. FlyQuest did have the numbers advantage, had something of an advantage against Imps, and I feel like they're locked in a stalemate. They know where the players are, but it's just be hard to move through the site without at least another kill. No utility to their name, just the Deagles, and man, this is going to be a difficult one, especially with Serendipity holding this B doors, but the kills aren't going to connect. Vanessa drops down to 1 health, and with that, she grabs Serendipity, one of the best fraggers on Imps. That's going to be difficult for them to get this retake now.
And recovered weapon. It's all starting to come up on top for them, but Styx still wanting to fight for this one. And actually, can deny the plant for a little bit. They can make it uncomfortable, but they can't delay the inevitable there. Now the retake, they've got to push through these doors, and the players playing from main there. This is going to be a worry. Trying to clear out Car. They know that no one is there now, but they still got to play their backside to contend with. And unfortunately, the crossfire is immense, but it doesn't matter. They dismantle it, and they manage to get themselves a fourth. And FlyQuest back and forth that round, but not quite able to secure it.
Yeah, just good retakes from Imps, and that's what I was trying to allude to a little bit earlier. They haven't been quick with a lot of rotations. They've been holding down sites, and when they get a pick, even if it's just with an M4, they fall back, trying to make sure that they have the sites in tow. But yeah, they know how to retake the site. They are able to find the kills as quickly, and they just have trust in their guns to be able to kill everyone that they need.
As they should. Trust in your guns, and we've seen it just that coming on out. Timeout being called from FlyQuest Red. Now, I think it's better than them taking it too late. It still feels a little bit early. It's a 2-round difference, but they do have the weapons on this round. They've got Cowardate on the AWP. This needs to be the difference maker, because they lose this. They've not got the greatest amount of money. It can still be a buy, don't get me wrong. But then suddenly Impact, they're getting very close to a nice number of rounds to end out the half on this early.
Ooh. Trigger Discipline does have the information about who is hanging out over in long, at least. We're on this A site. Abby, first kill, is able to find the headshot. Almost connects for the second, but Selly is going to take that down, and the Dream with it towards long. Spear, though, has activated herself through mid, and Imps are now effectively split apart. It's going to be hard for them to get traded, and FlyQuest now, their sights are starting to set up over towards B. Styx is going to be a hard player to make their way through, and this lurk smoke is not going to make it any easier, but that flash assist for the Cowday, the BB on combo is going to be great.
The flash utility damage, and it's just the whole team has been incredible with the utility. And you mentioned it was just a one-off one-liner that you had over on Vertigo, and you were like, but they've got utility, and we love FlyQuest with utility. And it was, I can't remember what you exactly said, but it was a really good point, is that FlyQuest, they will often choose this utility over the weaponry. And ooh, did I see a little bit of a disconnect and reconnect there, or are my eyes deceiving me?
Mayhaps.
But that is going to be an easy round for them. Doesn't matter either way. They've got the bomb site secured, and the early save call from Imps is absolutely the right call. They do have a nice little bit of padding on the economy in the background there, so they cushion the blow from this loss just a bit. It's not going to be amazing, as you see Serendipity on, 2,500, but the likes of Raven can drop over a weapon. So I'm excited to see that they can still get something out of this round. That early save definitely saving their backsides a bit here. It's Goose Breeder that is not in the server with us right now. But it's been an interesting one, as we talked about, is that she's taken a little bit of a step back from the leadership role. And only, I feel like, in the sense of the IGL position. She's not calling the shots. She still feels very much like this leader figure within the team, and also just generally within the ESL Impact circuit, doesn't she? She feels like this figure that we all look up to.
Yeah, she's been in the scene for quite some time, and being an IGL for that long has to be tiring. I mean, doing that season after season, I mean, Impact only, I guess, starting in the past 3 years, but she was still playing like on female CS teams forever, for as long as I can remember watching CS. So she has been a great, I guess, it must be a great teacher for Cowday as well, to start learning all these IGL roles. I really like the op IGL combo. I feel like you don't see that very often, because the IGL, you have to have knowledge about what's going on everywhere on the map. And Cowday being a really aggressive opper, we see her kind of going everywhere on the map with that op that she feels like she needs to. And the comps have to be good with this team to be able to IGL correctly, and so far it's been good. It's been a little rough for them recently, dropping a couple maps against some teams this season, but they are not going down without a fight, correctly.
No, they are not. And I'm with you on that one. There is no person I would rather, you know, study and learn under. No person I'd rather have as my IGL teacher than Goosebreeder. Again, something we were talking about in the green room, just an absolutely wonderful person in the server, out of the server. And so that mentorship has actually been a very smooth transition, I think, for Cowday. And yes, there's moments where they're a little bit weak, and I feel like we've harped on a lot. And don't get us wrong, I still very much believe in FlyQuest to take the victory, take this to the slot, and do quite well in Stockholm if that's how everything ends up playing out. But whilst there's weakness, it has been a relatively smooth transition for such a big role. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of people, and she's got an amazing support system around. The FlyQuest organization are just incredible as well. So a beautiful team, beautiful system, and it does mean that, you know, that passing over of power went without too much of a hitch.
And Goose is a really, really just great all-around person and leader. I feel like we're...
Can we get some groups in chat for Goose? Can we get
a little bit of honk.
Some geese. If anyone has geese emotes, you're now my new favorite person. So enjoy. But yeah, hopefully back in the server soon. I know it's been a day of tech issues as well for both of you. I think it was South America where there was weather issues. And that's a difficult one because there's not really much that you can do about that, is there? Like, you know, with CS, you can be like, oh, you restart it, you make sure that your internet's fine. How do you fix the weather?
You don't.
You don't.
The weather's broken. It's broken. You know.
Weather's broken. Valve, please fix.
Valve, please fix my weather.
I wish. In an alternative universe in the future. Ooh, this is going to look messy. That's a really nice HE grenade, but doesn't matter when Cowday is yielding the results with that. Bibion with another, and Gadfly, that smoke locking her out of this round. You don't have to worry about Serendipity, such a strong player. We've sung her praises coming from behind and actually causing a little bit of issue and paranoia, but that's going to be the safe call. Cool. Early again. Money not where they need it to be.
Yeah, it's going to be very important for Imps here to manage their money wisely. I feel like if Serendipity were able to get 2 there in upper tons, could have been definitely a retake that could have happened for them to get another round into this map. But I feel like they're going to see BB on 1 health, like once the round ends. Be like, what the heck? How did we miss that?
Be careful, yeah. That bomb radius is still very funky on a lot of these maps as well. You know, even as far away as they were, you could see how much damage they'd taken. So that 1 HP, you've got to make sure that you send that player off early, just to try and live. But yeah, beautifully handled. And Impact, now everything's tied up again. They're not able to fully buy around these saved weapons. These MP9s aren't looking great. There's a lot of places that we can see them play. I would love to see them get aggressive towards long, albeit maybe not on this round, because it seems that FlyQuest were getting aggressive towards long. But actually, they've backed away, and this A site is really weak right now.
Yeah, this is going to be an easy crunch, but Raven could activate on Catwalk with this up very, very quickly, and she is going to get smoked out. That nade not going to do much, as FlyQuest have not made their way back up into long, but they're walking up now. That's going to be the rotates called over for the Imp, so this is going to be a very, very hard... Oh, this is interesting. I really like how close up Gadfly is here. The flash is going to blind her. Shot's not connecting for Raven, having to fall back onto Cat. Mollied off as well. Now FlyQuest just need to get this bomb planted. But Selly, so close in elevator. Just have to find a couple heads. They have an AK MP9 to their name in this op. Just feels like this is way too close for comfort for FlyQuest.
Yeah, this is uncomfortable, but they hear us talking and they decide to take the fight to them, and the kill feed lights up yellow. Beautiful way to close that round on out there. Everyone finding their targets, hitting their marks there as well. And actually, there was a lot of cohesion. And if you have a look at it, the setup means that there was no way that anyone could have really broken through these defenses. but also every individual had their part to play. And yes, they've got the contingency that if someone falls, if someone can't find their kill, that there's other people around to help them out. It just didn't even come to that there. Everyone just being perfect on their own.
So nice. Perfect on their own.
So everyone's got a little bit of perfect on their own, you know? You gotta be okay with yourself before you play with the team, you know? You gotta grind through the solo queue before you hit the big leagues.
Oh, BB got 241 damage last round.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Bibion's just an incredible player.
Yeah, I feel like ever since her joining to FlyQuest, it was they didn't start in advance when she was there. They started in I think it was Maine, and I think she was dropping almost 40 kills every single game. But I do have to say this was back during MR 15, so there were more rounds in the game.
That's a lot, though.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, but you would expect more like 30 nowadays for like a top fragger to like kind of pop off. But like if she wasn't dropping 40, the team wouldn't win. And now I feel like the team has grown around her in a way that she is relied on, but it's not as heavily as it used to be.
Yeah, it's not a win condition to have her on top 4. Exactly. The scout meta is abolished. It is destroyed right before our very eyes there by the wonderful orb of Cowarday. But STX, Serendipity, they've got a little bit. They've got the Deagle. That's always a good sign. And it's the last thing left alive in this round. But unfortunately, even with the low health on some of these players, I doubt it's in a position to really do too much. The Scout was picked up. Again, Scout meta, it's dead. We saw it just there. One round. That's all the proof we need. But FlyQuest Red, it was against an eco. The fact that they don't give away these kills is important because it means that Impact, they can't start farming these cash and picking up these weapons. And yes, they've had a lot of these rounds where they've saved early or they've managed to scrounge together weapons. The less that you let them do that, the easier your job becomes going on. They have to try play the long game here because with the rounds so even, as we close the end of the half here, be it 2 rounds still to go, they've just got to try and make every round as easy as they can for themselves.
I agree. I feel like Imps haven't really taken aggressive mid yet either. Like they haven't pushed up top mid. They're too afraid of Cowday and her op to do anything, but the way that you really counteract that is with a flash or with a nade. And we haven't seen either from them.
I think
just been mid doors.
There's some players that I'd like to see get online a bit more. Raven, very slow game. STX, who's a player I really wanted to highlight coming into this as well, because she's been leading the charge, top of the leaderboard for almost every single one of her ESL Impact games this season. And she's not had as great a start. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad start by any means, but I would have liked to see a little bit more from her. That star quality that we've seen in the rest of the games just hasn't really been here. FlyQuest have been very good at trying to keep her out of this map.
FlyQuest playing this round a lot slower. Has to know that Imps is on a bit more of a buy. Not gonna go too crazy into the bomb site. Oh, early damage onto Cowday, but Raven, this op is not singing like it has on maps before. 2 kills down. Styx is here at least, and Cat, but right when I say that, Vanessa's gonna take care of it. FlyQuest is, oh yeah.
Sorry, you go.
No, Serendipity on this kind of flank towards Cat, but I think this is another early save. 2v4 against FlyQuest, and they have the entire site. Gadfly has a full belt and doesn't really want to get rid of that this quickly.
No, and FlyQuest absolutely have the money to go hunting for this. Like, look at the money on Vanessa, look at the money on Cowday. Emmy as well, I've only just seen massive fat stacks in the pocket there. They could be throwing cash around, flying it all throughout the air, and they'd still be good. But Serendipity, I really like the angle that she had trying to look onto that site there, but the issue is the smokes just locked her out. She was too far removed from the situation. And
ooh,
that hurts after time, last second of the round. On the plus side, it's not Gadfly. They've still got that utility. And that's going to be really important going into the final round of this half. That's going to be the difference maker here, is that full belt of utility.
See if they're able to utilize that well. I feel like we haven't seen too much from them, really. We've seen like a couple mollies to like deny plants, but FlyQuest are just one step ahead of them on this map so far.
Yeah.
Precisely 3 steps ahead.
Exactly.
Get it? 'Cause, you know, 3 rounds?
Is that 3 rounds? Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I can't top that, actually. You've won Caster of the Night now.
Do not even.
But no, it's, you know, one more round. 5-7 half isn't bad for Impact, not in the slightest, especially with a team that we saw have such a great T-side on Vertigo as well. They have these aggressive plays that I think FlyQuest struggled to deal with at times. Quite a few times, actually. Emmy is on the SG. That's a weapon I haven't seen in game for a while. You see the AUG sometimes on the CT side. The SG, I'm not sure.
Nothing's wrong with the Krieg, right? Nothing's wrong with it. It's
There's
like the
nothing wrong.
FAMAS. Like, there's haters and there's lovers, and sometimes people will not enjoy it. But I've been seeing a little bit more in, like, MM a bit. It's like the FAMAS.
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel like we keep seeing the FAMAS coming back as well.
I've never really seen the FAMAS go. Because it's sort of that budget weapon, isn't it? It's like I want to stack up on the utility, so I guess I'll take a FAMAS. That's if you're slightly more stacked. Usually you take an MP9. Looking at MP9s, is it going to find something? It finds one knock when able to take down Greaspeeder. But Gadfly has one of her own, and they go back and forth. These 2 for 2 kills. A staple of Vertigo once again showing its face here on the dusty plains of Dust 2. And unfortunately, the SG is down. It's down. It's not been picked up. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it's sometimes a weapon that we see players use when they're struggling on the rifles. Emmy, I wouldn't say has been struggling, but maybe just wants the scope, a little bit of extra range. Watching Cowardate just burned alive there. There wasn't anywhere that she could really retreat to. Pinned into that corner. Vanessa gets one, but they jump put down Gooseberry with a double kill to close out the map, and it's 8-4 going into the half.
Everybody wanna put me in a box. Can't put me in a box. Everybody wanna tell me what I'm not. Can't tell me what I'm not. My drum go bump it bump bump it bump it bump it bump it bump I'm untouchable, but you can't steal me. Ooh. I'm lighting up the darkest mystery. I'm an enigma. I'm an enigma. I roll up with my fandom, disappear like a phantom. All my haters so sad, cause they all in danger like pandas. They say I'm darker than matter, that I'm bad but I'm badder. Say I'm mad like the Hatter, serve 'em up on a platter.
Welcome back, everybody, and FlyQuest up at the half. They want to take this map. They want to put Impact in their place, remaining flawless in this run. But Selly has something to say in this pistol round. Cowarday with the Julies. We've seen it time and time again, and we're going to get to see it one more time.
Serendipity, the last one here.
It's, yeah, crazy round. Imps, it looked nice. I love the start, the early aggression at the beginning. But yes, FlyQuest, they are just ready to go for this. Serendipity is unknowingly walking into the Wolves' Den here, except the Wolves' Den is running towards her. Doesn't even get a kill. That one hurts a little bit, but unfortunately, when you're being charged down like that, what can you do?
Not much. Not much here. Impact have a lot to do, a lot to say in this second half. And on this T side, I mean, FlyQuest have just set the tone. They set the aggression, movement, and everything. The dualies, a little... the dualies, I love it, but the dualies going to be BM at some point. Like, they seem almost disrespectful sometimes.
They do, but I kind of like that about that. I like that they feel aggressive. If you feel like a cowboy, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. I can't do that. I'm not... British people don't make for good cowboys. I'll say it. That may get me cancelled. British people, we were not made for cowboying.
Ooh, the scout is now activated. BB helping it out with a little bit of damage. And just like that, Sticks, last one alive, just with the Glock. And just getting pinched into a corner. Nothing she can do with all these players running at her. And FlyQuest now have double digits.
That is it's a statement win there as well. It's a conversion. They needed the conversion. If they'd lost that, there would have been definitely some questions going on here. But I don't know. I really don't know what impact I can do to suggest here as well. We saw the aggression work really well for them on Vertigo. I guess maybe we want to see them do that again. Try catch FlyQuest off guard, because if they play the scrappy style, that's where they were winning and finding their feet over on Vertigo. But it just feels like everywhere they go, FlyQuest is just so switched on at the moment.
Yeah, not a lot of space for imps this early on. They're just gonna try and use some utility, shut down FlyQuest where they're sitting. I mean, they have some space here. FlyQuest, if imps do get a little bit aggressive and are able to get a couple rounds on them, they do. But this is a interesting little counter-strafing.
It's a little dance, isn't it?
Oh, the duck over.
The duck under the
timing.
Limbo. This is a very weird round and a very quiet round as well. We've gone, you know, I was about to say we've gone a whole minute without any sort of chaos or contact, but there we go. Raven's going to be the first one up, and she takes down Goose Breeder, and now a little bit more up for contest. Cowarday trying to part the smoke, trying to get a line of sight. The thing is, that smoke is so deep, and she does find a window, gets the kill on Raven, and Emmy in the midst of all of this has found a double pick with the MP9s. That's good money, that's good kills, and good impact. And now STX and Serendipity are looking to find something, but Emmy is all they will get, and it is stunning. And an 11th round, and Imps, they are running out of opportunities to try keep this series going.
Yeah, and I mean, they could force here and be able to get an interesting kind of a buy, but it looks like that's what they're going to be doing. Mac 10s on them. They have to do something fast, maybe get ahead of FlyQuest, but their aggression has been perfect from them. They've been moving at the right pace to be able to counteract anything that Imp Pact have been trying to do. Like this Molly down here is going to catch BB on a little bit off guard. The kill is not going to connect for her, but the damage is done. Sticks is down to 13, and now counter utility coming out for FlyQuest, trying to just not let them out of long. I don't think that's going to stop them. They're still going to poke and prod up north towards the top of the site.
Yeah, the issue that Imps have got here is that other than this single rifle on Selly, the MP9s, they're not exactly built for this long range, long fight down A long. It's not really the best weaponry for the situation, so I think the rotate here is a good idea. They've drawn the attention away, and if they can be quick, they might be able to find a little bit of a timing onto this B side. But the thing is, the rotates, they're so quick for the CTs here. The moment they catch on, it could all be over. Vanessa's got a bit of an advanced position. I'd love to see her poke up the stairs, and she won't likely get all 4 of them, but if she can just do enough damage to hobble them onto site, then the rest of the team can pick up here.
I'm afraid of that Mac 10, though. I like the pause for aggression here. Is going to let them kind of think that they can go into sight. Oh, she catches a leg. Kaude is going to help her out on site, just sideways, just going to find one. Vanessa, very close quarters. Serendipity is going to find that kill. That's the B site locked out for FlyQuest, and the Op and the AK are going to be making their way on back over to Long to save for the next round, which I think is a pretty good spot. I think if Vanessa was able to play that lurk a little bit slower, waited for her teammates to get over to door. Kaude did get a bit of a kill through long, not long. That was through CT over through B doors, but
I'm with you there.
From Imps.
The pacing on that on Vanessa needed to be different, either slower or faster, either one. Because if she'd managed to do enough damage and stop them getting onto site for a little bit of time, rotates were really close by anyway. Or play for the retake and wait for those players to push back into main and wait that out. I think it was just an unfortunate being stuck in the middle. Either other option would have been great. Alas, not what we saw come out here. So Impact, they secure themselves a 5th, but they do still need to double what they've done so far to even tie this up. And yes, FlyQuest Red, they're held at bay from that dreaded series point for another round. But again, it's painful, and, you know, actually, to give them their credit, they did very well there. They minimized damage, and they managed to dispatch of Vanessa, who could have been a problem, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But they still have so much to do here that I'm a little scared for them. But it's not over till it's over. And I'm a firm believer that there is always a comeback.
Always a story to be told. I mean, this is where Impact were at on Vertigo. When FlyQuest started getting a little bit more proactive towards their T side playing.
Gadfly? Ooh. Yeah, I think had a little bit of a want to go and have a look, but after so much utility got barraged at her. Don't blame her, but Raven, ooh, what a pick to be picking up there. Has to be a little bit careful, because look where Bibian is, and I say that actually, Bibian's about to walk into something, maybe biting off a little more than she can chew. Serendipity, is she going to hard clear this angle? Does she suspect somebody so close under their nose?
Ooh, the spam for Gadfly, and now Bibian is able to activate, does find them first, and that's just it. Impact now do not have the advantage in numbers. That mid pick is not going to be granting them as much as they would have wanted. However, the bomb was dropped outside of B doors. Looks like that is what they're deciding to make their way here. Vanessa with a quick counter utility, kind of slow them down just a bit, but the clock is ticking. FlyQuest have barricaded both sides, 2 players on each. So whenever Impact decide to don their eyes onto some kind of spot, gotta be soon, and the trades are not activated. Raven and Selly with 2 of their own, and Vanessa and Emmy, that's gonna be the B site. And A is taken for Imp.
Goose Breeder there, I think that was just not the peak. Knowing that you've got information that you've not heard them anywhere else, that they have to be somewhere near mid, to wide swing that, I think it's confident, but I think was just way too risky not having any information about what was on the other side there. There were so many moments that I think that could have gone either way. I think Bibian, I was really worried for at the start with that doors play. I was worried that she was going to get aggressive, she was going to have a look, and she was going to run into all 3 of them. Luckily, she manages to wait long enough that it's an isolated 1v1 and there's nobody nearby. They've all rotated away. But I don't know, that was a round that I thought FlyQuest kind of had in the bag a little bit there. But Imps, they're not down, they're not out. And that's what makes this game so interesting. And they've managed to keep hold of this AWP once again. And it's seen its time, hasn't it? It's part of the furniture of this map now. And they're just going to keep passing it back and forth. Whether they can fully surround it with what they need to. But these opening picks, I think they're letting Impact get away with the opening picks untraded again. And that's what caused them so many issues on Vertigo. Was that early aggression going unpunished, or them going, you know, 2 for 1.
Well, they're doing the boost again. I don't think FlyQuest is even going to try and mess with that. As they're just taking a lot of long space here. Imp have decided that this slow moving is what they need to start doing to get FlyQuest antsy, make them peek out so low so they can't get traded. Yeah, this utility is kind of slowing down Imp, though. Smoke along doors. Trying to see where they can find someone. No one has seen anyone yet. Just a little bit of warning shots.
Yeah, it's the warning shots. They're good for establishing presence. I guess put the fear of God in your enemy. As the Art of War Sun Tzu once said, you know, it's a mental game first and foremost. If you can get inside your opponent's head, that's half the battle done. But you do also have to try take this space, because the win conditions lie on the bomb sites on your T side. And they're playing this quite slowly, and when they know that FlyQuest is probably at a slight deficit in terms of the arsenal they're bringing into this, I would have loved to see them play this with a little bit more speed. But no, actually, they're doing their due diligence. They're trying to work out this space slowly. And the longer that they wait, the longer that FlyQuest, they're sat on their hands, they're getting a little bit antsy. And that's a miss. I say miss try. Actually, sorry, the flashbang distracted me. Cowarday gets the pick. Ready for some more. Is rounded the corner at a tremendous speed there. Serendipity's got one. And actually, every single member of the team pitching in here. And FlyQuest just miss. If they'd been able to stall that for a couple more seconds. But Vanessa, they're just going to have to save this weapon. And unfortunately, that's been a case of the whole round and the whole half, hasn't it? Is the matter of they lose these opening duels, or even if they win them, something goes wrong and there's just a multi-kill from the team. And suddenly they're forced to save. And we've not been able to see them be put in a situation that they even feel comfortable going for the clutches that we've sung their praises about.
Yeah, FlyQuest getting probably a little bit too close for comfort at this point. In round differential, Imp is closing the gap very, very quickly. And FlyQuest don't even have overtime secured with the 12th round yet.
Exactly. It's Vertigo all over again.
Oh, no. Oh,
hey, wouldn't it be really weird if this went a third map?
That would be really weird.
It would be really weird. FlyQuest, I'm sure they don't want it to come to that. If it does, we talked about the stamina. We talked about how the final map up is going to be Anubis, a map that notoriously FlyQuest stomp on. So if it does end up that way, FlyQuest, they've still got plenty of chances, but they need to do everything that they can. This round isn't going to be the round to secure them overtime, more than likely, especially with 2 opening picks going their way. Vanessa with that one solo hero rifle actually finding a fair bit of damage, and there's a second kill. Emmy with another, but now Cowarday left alone and left for dead. And an 8th round. They will be able to buy into this one. Dare I say, this is a crucial round. They lose this, then I think Impact, they are in a position to tie this up, or at least bring it to within 1 round of. And I think that may be why the timeout is being called.
Yeah, it's their last real buy for quite a while if they're not able to get this round in their control. Impact with a lot of money on their backs, though. There's not much damage that you can do to their economy in just 1 round. Styx is sitting on 8K. That's like an AWP and an AK that you can buy for your teammates if you do go down. That's just Very clearly, fundamentally different from the FlyQuest Red economy right now. It's just been really rough for them, like saving 1 or 2 weapons in the last round. Vanessa, the only one on an M4. It's not where they want to be at all. And this is going to be the test of it. If they don't get this round, it's going to be very, very dire. And Impact are going to be looking very nice on their T side here.
That they are. And that's a concerning fate for FlyQuest. Concerning fate as well, missing that opening shot. They run down Emmy eventually, but Vanessa's trying to keep her alive. The bodyguard not quite managing to do their job, and that nade, however, that is going to do its job, and it's going to take down Vanessa, and suddenly an empty site. And FlyQuest, we've talked about it, it looks like another save on the cards already.
That is a very, very quick save. But Kaude has an op, full belt of utility. They were all on that A site. They don't want to lose everything here, because next round, if they find out a way to shut down Impact, it would be very good for them. Just right now, it's just not connecting. They're not getting the trades, and I feel like Imp are going for those really, really aggressive first picks, and it's working out for them. It's separating FlyQuest.
I think I did just hear your cat in the background, by the way.
Oh, you did?
Is she having a little? Is she enjoying the game?
She's screaming.
Is that screams of joy that Impact are coming back?
She's an Impact fan, I guess.
as she should be. The pets of Impact. We saw a couple on the player cams earlier today at the start in the pre-show. But yeah, who's she rooting for? Is she FlyQuest fan? Impact fan?
She's a FlyQuest fan.
FlyQuest
she was first actually a CLG Red fan, so she's an OG.
Ooh, she's an OG.
Yeah.
That's been a fun one, seeing all of the CLG players, you know, the reunion that we saw yesterday with the TSM game. And hopefully we see some more.
I really like that lineup right now. It's looking pretty good.
It's been roster pandemonium in North America. We've had every hour Parks is sending me another Parkscast is sending me another tweet going, "You seen this roster update?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't. Thank you."
Hey, this happened. Hey,
we need a play-by-play on it all, you know?
Oh, but what we need right now is Vivi to activate, do something. A little bit of damage is all that she's going to be able to do. Is Selly, Gadfly are going to be rotating onto the site. And FlyQuest, again, it's looking like another save. And you could just see on their faces the disappointment in how they're feeling and what is going on right now. And I think they've used all their timeouts so far. Like, they cannot pause.
You could see it, as you said, on Vanessa's face, just the sigh, the look of resignation there. And Impact, they get another, and they do it flawlessly. And what this means is that FlyQuest, they're not going to be awarded any easy rounds now. That for the rest of regulation, it looks like Impact is set up. They have the money, they have the firepower, and that means there is no breathing room. And FlyQuest, this is going to be devastating for them.
Ooh, Selly, okay.
Oh, that second fight as well. Honestly, maybe a mercy that the round ended when it did there.
Yeah.
But this is rough for FlyQuest. The mental has got to be hanging in the balance here. Watching you concede round after round after round after excruciating round and just having to save here. But, you know, Impact, credit where it's due. This has been an amazing comeback. And it's the T-sides. It's a T-sided game, I'm telling you.
I don't think we were expecting this from FlyQuest. I think I expected a little bit more of a stamina amount from them, but they are definitely, this is the 5th time I've said it, but they are a team that works best on inertia, and that's going to be completely shut down for Kaude with that perfect nade kill. But Emmy is going to be able to activate. 2K picks up an AK, almost going to find the third, but serendipity has been a nail in their coffin this entire series, and that's going to shut down Emmy. A nice 2K to even out the player count. And now FlyQuest, I feel like they're at a bit more of an advantage. They know where the players are. They know where the bomb is. And they just have to go and sit on a site and wait for them to come to them.
Yep. That is hopefully going to be the plan. And maybe, just maybe, they choose to go for this one instead. There's 40 seconds. They can find a pick. If they can find something, but the issue that they have is they're all just ships in the night passing each other. Maybe Vanessa can find something, because I don't know whether they've decided to go A or B. It's really a toss-up right now.
This is a really good hold from Raven. This is a really good hold from her.
Oh, you hate to see it, because you can see that they're watching for her. Raven, attention distracted. Vanessa gets one as an immediate answer, but that's the thing. Goose Breeder coming on through. That's what they needed to do, and Styx has got no time to even plant here. All they have to do is stop this, and they don't even have to try. They're too far apart for both kills to come on through. And finally, FlyQuest find 12, and actually the kill on top. That's the nail on the coffin. The cherry on top.
Smile. There's a smile that we need
Finally,
from Goose Breeder. Yeah, and while Styx does die after time, that's not going to do any damage to their economy, but we just have to talk about this round-changing 2K from Emmy. If she was not able to get that 2K, I fear that it would have been an impact round, but that gave FlyQuest all the information that they needed to go and sit at the sites, wait for them, and now I feel like Impact, they have to do something here. FlyQuest have secured OT, and this could be it. This could be the series win.
It very much could be. Bibian looking to try find that early pick, and unfortunately player just tucked into doors isn't quite going to be awarded this. Has to be careful because they turn their attention away at the wrong second. Serendipity has a look, and suddenly it's all over. Bibian's found the first. Serendipity attention is called away, but she decides to press on forward anyway. There's another kill onto Kali, and then Goose Breeder's found one. They haven't expected them to have pushed up as far as they have, and now they've whittled it down to 2 on opposite sides of the map, and FlyQuest Red, they've let this stew for long enough. They want to close this out.
Ooh, the taps from across the map, though. Serendipity and Gadfly both getting a kill for themselves, leveling out the playing field. They know where Goose Breeder could be. She's been hanging around in their T-spawn for quite some time, and guess what? They also have control of the bomb. So they had to come to them. FlyQuest have completely... the map has flipped backwards right now. The sites are... You have to go back to spawn. You can't go to a site yet. You need the bomb.
Yeah, that's going to cause them some problems. And actually, that's a nice little pick, but 20 seconds, there's just no time. There's nothing they can do here, and I don't think even running full speed with the knives out, it's all over. And that's the worst way for a round to end, isn't it? To watch that timer ticking down and knowing there is nothing that you can do. It's going to be close. Can she get there? But no, just fumbles the jump.
I don't know.
Got it. No. And it's time. It's time that saves the FlyQuest Red roster. A very hard-fought game from Impact, but such a devastating way for it to end. But FlyQuest Red, it's tough, it's nitty, it's gritty, but they get it done. They secure themselves, and they continue to go flawless.